Merry Christmas, YouTube. I'm here to do my very first watch review. This is my Heimdallr Shark Submariner that I got as a gift from my wife, and I kind of cheated. She asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and this is what I told her. So, there are no other video reviews of this watch on YouTube other than two where the person in the video holds the watch in their hands and turns it over and turns the bezel without saying anything. So this is as far as I can tell, the very first YouTube review of this particular watch. So let's get started. Again, this is obviously a Submariner homage. It has solid end links, solid case back. The website says it has a milled clasp. It is a press clasp, but it is a scissor clasp, and it's pretty nice. Push button release with the fold over clasp with the Heimdallr logo etched in it. Pushpin bracelet. It would have been nice to have screw links, but you know what? I have an Invicta Pro Diver that I bought 21 years ago that has push pins, and I've never had any trouble with it. But let's move on and get some of these smudges off of here. Nice machining on the side, polishing on the sides of the case. It's the Maxi style, Rolex style case. Brushing on the top is nice. Brushing on the back side is relatively nice. And we have a sapphire crystal with AR coating. Ceramic bezel insert. I don't know how well it'll show up on the video, but the numbers are etched in and filled with white paint. It has the Heimdallr logo etched into the Rahat all the way around with the shark logo right there just above the 12 o'clock position. Now the case is 316L stainless. I didn't measure the crown. I think it's about a 6mm crown that's very grippy, really good grip you get on it. The threads are relatively smooth, not bad. Has the winding is just incredibly smooth. This is the ETA 2824-2 movement. Look at the magnification on that Cyclops. Really good. Has a gasket there on the crown. I don't know if this is triple gasket. I don't have the tools to take it apart. Don't want to right now. But it is rated to 300 meters water resistance. 4 hertz movement, so 8,000 beats per hour. Very smooth sweep of the second hand. BGW9 lume. Let me give it a little bit of a charge, and then we'll kill the light and see if you can. I can't attest to how long it lasts yet, but it is a very nice color blue. I'll do a time lapse at a later date when I do a more in-depth review of this watch. But I don't know what else to say. It does obviously hacks and hand winds because it is an ETA 2824. This particular model with the Seiko NH35 movement costs $179 on their website. This one costs $319 with the ETA 2824 movement. They do have an option for a Seagull ST2130 that's not listed on their website, but they talked about it on their Facebook page. So I think if you email them, you could probably get a price somewhere between what the NH35 costs and what the ETA costs. But I got to tell you, I am not a wealthy man. I'm a mechanic. I work hard for my money. I've always bought very cheap watches. This right here at this time is the nicest watch I've ever owned. It's got some good weight to it. According to their website, weighs 173 grams, but I removed 2 links. It's 48 millimeter lug to lug, 44.7 millimeters diameter with the crown. Sorry, I lost my depth perception through the camera here. And anyway, I love it. It doesn't have screw links, but I don't really care about that. I've had watches with pins before that I've had for over 20 years without a problem. Once you size the watch, I really don't think it matters. It has a very nice milled clasp. The outer shell is pressed, has 3 micro adjusts. I have it sized for myself just about perfectly. I have a 7.5-inch wrist. And when you get old and work with your hands, things tend to thicken up as you get older. So wears comfortably. I will, again, do another video in the future when I get an idea of what the accuracy is and how long the lume lasts. But beyond that, this thing is beautiful. There's no beveling. There's a hard edge, but it's smooth on both, on both sides of the case. But the polishing is nice. Forgive my smudges. And the brushing is nice. And one thing I forgot to mention, it is a 120 click unidirectional bezel. Very little back play. It's a little on the stiff side, which I'm okay with because I'm sure it'll loosen up a little bit over time. Feels a little dry, if that makes any sense. A little bit gritty. Maybe not gritty, but it's got like a dry feel. But again, that's something that I think will loosen up over time. And again, I'm not an experienced watch reviewer, but I've watched enough of them to know that I think I've hit most of the high points, and I think I'm going to get a lot of enjoyment out of this watch because, again, the guy who makes a living that I make is never going to be able to afford what this watch represents, but that's fine because this is beautiful to me, and I appreciate my wife very much for getting it for me. And I hope y'all have a very Merry Christmas and take care. We're out.